Oh man. Hey Clement, how's it going, bro? Wait for some more people to get on in here. Howdy everyone, welcome to the stream. You guys can feel free to start asking questions whenever you'd like. It's gonna be a real chill time. This whole thing is dictated off of what you guys ask, so it's completely about whatever you guys have to put on the table, so it doesn't waste any of your guys' time. I just got back from a little bowling trip, so you know how it go. Oh, there's a 7th line infantry guy. The 7th line infantry account. What's up, 7th? Whoever you are, probably an officer, I'm guessing. We got 8 people tuning in. Howdy, y'all. You guys can start asking questions in the chat. Ask whatever you guys have got to ask me about leadership. I'm all here. We got Buckeye in here. We got Clement. I see Amir in here too. Whoever runs the 7th YouTube is on here too. You're an officer soon. Okay. I figured. I was gonna say it's either NCO or officer. It's definitely a staff position. Whoever it is. Roy, what's good, bro? How you doing? Yeah, y'all missed me. I was going crazy in bowling earlier today. I almost got a 200 game. I literally just got back from it. It's pretty crazy. It's good stuff. That's my new little hobby for the year that I picked up on is bowling stuff. It's an interesting, sport if you want to call it that. And for any officers who are currently watching, that vote did go through unanimously, so I will have some leadership episodes dictated to that sort of thing, so that'll be pretty sweet. Everyone's trying to figure out who the 7th is over there in the chat. I know for a fact while we chilled out here, I wanted to take a look at some of these different weapons here. Just wanted to see just how truly powerful some of these weapons really are. I'm not the best shot in the world on HQ, so it's ought to be interesting to say the least. Yeah, I just like to look at some of the. I'll be on here pretty often, just farting around doing stupid stuff like that, seeing the distance of these things. A lot of people underestimate the true distance that these rifles can actually shoot. It's a little bit concerning, to be honest. And you also got to keep taking into account the cannons and stuff. It's crazy stuff. Question. Okay, we got our first question. Let's see what we got. Freaking Mason, what's up, bro? Question: do you believe that there's a certain side to go to be more/less aggressive or defensive? And which side would be better to go through losing or winning OPR? Okay. I know I make this point across a lot, but I'm gonna continue to make that point across because it's important. A lot of you need to gauge your situation. A lot of leadership events are going to be situational. So a good leader is someone who knows how to adapt and to predict and to draft up ideas. People who the stuff that goes on behind the scenes is what makes up what's going on in the thing. in the actual battle. So take into account if you're trying to look at like which side. Let's say you're trying to go for a more aggressive approach. Take into account who you're up against. So like, do they got rifles? They got carbines and horses. They got the little knives and shit, or they have infantry. Then you've also got to think, okay, what the hell do I have? Do I have a rifle? Do I have carbines? Do I have muskets? Do I have freaking, horses and shit? Can I do all that? Do I have cannons and stuff at my disposal? So, in general, though, there's a couple of universal things with anything. In terms of like aggression and defensive like play styles and leadership styles, you want to look into the best cover and concealment. So let's say you're trying to be aggressive or defensive. You're going to want to avoid an open area regardless of what weapon you're up against or whatever. This also ties back to what I was saying with like the regiments. Like if you let's say I'm a rifle regiment and I'm going up against infantry, well, I'm probably not going to want to be too aggressive, right? That's not something I'm going to want to do. So like holding up, and no matter which side you're on, fishbowl's a good spot for defensive play. Tents, no matter which side you're on, also good for defensive play. If you're on BA, then the spots change. You can stay in the spawn if you really felt like it. Or if you're trying to be aggressive, you have these different little side spots to flank and do other stuff. It's really about just trying to figure out like what where my enemy's gonna go, where my enemy's probably not gonna go, and whether I should move my guys here or not, or keep my guys here or not, or oh shit, maybe being aggressive at this very moment, be smart instead of being defensive. Then switch the switch, flip it over, switch around. I am. You got one here, everybody. Yeah, he has the link to the. I remember I sent him the link. Use the same server. Oh yeah, I know, right? Just chilling. You know how it be.
I never thought anything. All I want is blackness and silence.
What other questions have you guys got? Keep it flowing. Because if when the questions stop, then we're just kind of sitting here. I mean, I can talk about whatever for quite a while. I hope that helped, by the way, Buckeye. Oh, okay, bye, Yomo. I hope that helped, Buckeye. Again, like, some of the questions, like, it's really difficult to give you a wholehearted answer. Like, you're probably just thinking always half-ass answering. Like, it's difficult. Like when you're like really thinking about it, like it is very true. Like you need to gauge the situation. In general, if you want a non-situational, whatever, fancy schmancy answer, for me, being that I have come from an infantry regiment background, I have found that usually it's easier to be aggressive if you're on the BA side. Well, in all honesty, the BA side works either way. I think BA side's easier because if you're looking to be more defensive, you have this river line to produce 3 separate choke points. The bridge is a good one, and these rocks are your other 2 main choke points. So it's easy for that regard. And it's also easy to be aggressive because like you have a little bit more concealment on this pushing area. However, in terms of like the spawn area, it's kind of open. So I guess I would say CA is probably more aggressive until you shoot to a point. Because like once you get up to this area, you're kind of at a standstill. Or if they have rifles or howitzers or cannons or whatever else like that, you're probably gonna end up losing. So if I had to give you an honest answer, British team I say is more defensive orientated for easier play, and Continental team is easier for more aggressive base play. For sides, fishbowl is very easily defendable, right? You have close to 360-degree coverage. If you stand behind this part of the bush, you have 360-degree coverage. You have some on your ass, some on your side, some in front of you, some over here. Vice versa, if you're right here. Again, same sides, in front of you, to the side of you, behind you. And there's no enemy that can shoot you from over here unless they're 2 feet beside you. And which at that point, obviously it's bad. Is there any situations where it is acceptable to not have 2 separate? Well, obviously, if you're like, like let's say I'm on British side and the battling is going on over here, I don't have to worry about being covered or concealed while I'm moving to get back into the battle. That's the main one I can think of. In terms of like keeping constant coverage, if you're not, like if I'm in the open here, like the only situation where like I would not get mad at someone for standing right here is if you know wholeheartedly that nobody at all has an angle on you. And like, you know what I'm saying? The only situation where I would think that it is acceptable to not be within 270 cover is if you're catching to get back up with the battle, or if you know for a fact that nobody has eyes on you. Weirdly, I think that CA is better for defending since there's a lot of bridges. If we can push down, we have a lot of defense. Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you. It all depends on like your leadership style as well. Like the way I lead is completely different than probably how 90 to 100% of you lead. Everyone has their own specific little things that they do. All right, let's do a specific situation. Okay, here we go. I'm muskets. Okay, so you got muskets. You're up. So you got 3 kills of additional. Your BA at CA spawn against rifles. They're camping in the spawn distance where they abuse the rifle distance. Okay. So let me lay out the groundwork. So I'm you. I'm Officer Buckeye. I believe you're a major now, so I'm Major Buckeye. My guys are positioned in cover and concealment around this area, and rifles are stuck up in their spawn, and they're going back and far. Okay. So a lot of musket regiments have problems with this. Like in close games, the rifles regiments are going to go right back into the spawn, and your muskets are going to be left, and your guys are left out to dry. So the best thing I can give you is look at where the least amount of rifles are and capitalize on that, or create a distraction or some sort of thing to capitalize on. So like if you tried to retreat and there's 50 freaking people up here shooting at you, like don't have these guys retreat, don't have these guys do anything, have these guys like tell them to legit just get behind something like this, literally have no eyes on you and just sit there, don't even bother. Yeah, I saw you in game, Buckeye, so I saw you were major. I keep up with the officer promotions and stuff. I like to see everyone. I'm happy to see you all succeed, so congrats on the promotion, Buckeye. But like find the weakness in them. So there's you'll either notice that they're extremely far away to the point where like their newer members might struggle to hit shots, or they'll be clumped up or bunched up or cloddy, or like there'll be a gap. So obviously if they're backed up in spawn, you literally can't go up anymore. So staying here is just going to get you killed. Like there's no point in just, what you're pretty much doing is you're literally standing in a bucket and they're just shooting into the bucket. Like you can run around and dodge those bullets for a certain time, but eventually like you're going to get killed. So you're going to have to pull something. So usually you're going to need to very, very tactically retreat back and entice them to come out, and then you can press back up on them. Or you can do what I call piston push, which is where you go back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth, like a piston, or the hip thrust. The hip thrust approach, as some people call it. Yeah, real funny. Because like I had said, you can't really go to the spawn. So like, what good is it gonna do you if I'm you? Like, what the hell am I gonna do if I'm sitting up here? Like, okay, I can try and shoot, and I guess I can try to like coordinate my guys, say, hey, shoot, this private over here, and then try and get him. Okay, I guess you can try that as well. You know, try and pull some cool stuff, some fancy stuff like that. But I definitely recommend retreating. Something that I have actually used before for a while back. I'm not sure if it works now. I was in a situation like that with my 7th. You know, getting pummeled back with these rifles. And I'm like, shit, guys, like we gotta get out of here. So we did a smoke screen, which is where we literally just went behind cover and shot like this. And then, well, you can't unequip, obviously, but we shouldered and ran, and the smoke actually did a pretty decent job at masking our positions. Like it did a very phenomenal job. Like you'd think like, oh, it's just smoke. Like, is it really gonna ever be useful? But like when this, like you give it a minute and look, it'll spread out. And when you have 10, 20 guys doing that, it gets very difficult to see. And by the time the smoke clears up, you're in relative area of coverage. You're able to gain about this much ground until the smoke starts to dissipate enough for you to actually see through it. So yeah, it's really useful. I definitely recommend teaching your guys that trick. Of course, it comes with a cost. Like you're gonna obviously have to reload. So if when you do that, like only do that if there is safe distance away. That's what I have to say. The thing in my building is really. Allow me a moment. Okay, we're good. They're talking about scheduling thing. My college is allowing our scheduling to, like, you can get your classes scheduled and everything, so I already did it. So let's see. What would be the easiest way to stop a stem without sacrificing points? Well, stalemates are like you said, a stalemate. So nothing's happening. If you end up making the first move, at the beginning, you'll notice that you will fall behind in points, but it's about what you actually do afterwards that counts. So like if I pushed up and sure they got more kills than my guys did, but I gained a very valuable position, I consider that a win because that position is going to be beneficial in the future. Question, what is the content times media team? Okay. Not a leadership question, but I'll still answer it. So Continental Times Media Team, they're, like they said, the media team. So like they make newspapers, do live streams, other stuff such as this. I had talked to Derek a while ago, but I'll have to speak with them again. I wanted to make a CA hype video, so that will be hopefully coming out at some point soon. But yeah, their whole purpose is like they handle like the live streams for the raids and stuff during the seasonal matches and other such things such as that. Newspapers, articles, interviews with people, cool stuff like that. It's cool stuff. Make sure to check it out. Yeah, he is. Going crazy back there. Are you going to join the first brigade communication server? Yeah, I'll join it, Mason. Actually, I was legit actually just about to message you about that because I knew you said you were making it, so I was curious to see how it turned out. Actually, you know what? Before I forget, do that real quick. Let me find it. If I could find the damn thing. I don't know when you had sent it. I'm guessing it was a little while back. There it is. Okay, I'm in it now, Mason. Sweet, sweet. I'll throw it down here next to the 3rd Brigade one. Basically. Alright. Ooh, Mason. Okay. Alright, let's see. If there's a stalemate, do you support mega shots if you're a busker regiment, even though there's a chance of the team pushing? Okay. Good question. So, if we are trying to like do that like coordinated shot thing where you're like, oh, shoot this guy, blah blah blah. I recommend if you're going to do that, have only a like select few guys do it. So like let's say I've got 30 guys with me, have 5 to 10 shoot. So that way you still have the other people along beside you who can give you cover and cover your reload. You should always have somebody covering your reload, even if it's one guy covering your reload. Hearing this click is gonna turn people away. You can even fake like you have a shot. You can even like aim like this and convince them that you have a shot. Useful. How in the world did he get a merit point if he's the highest rank in the CA? I was given one by someone gave me one just because they like not an officer, one of the HQ gave me one, and they said because they just gave me one. I had asked if I could have one, and they said sure. So they gave me one. So I have one singular merit point. I feel like the merit system didn't really ever go far. Officers that are in here, use the merit system. I worked real hard on that document. let your people know that you love them. And appreciate their hard work they're giving. Because we can't give anyone any monetary gain because nobody makes no money in this. Go ahead now. Alright, peace out, 7th. Mr. 7th line infantry guy. Oh man, we're only 15 minutes in, y'all. We got a long day ahead of us. We got 8 viewers in the chat. I see you all in there. Throw some questions up. Keep the dice rolling here. I used to use it from time to time. I gave my chin sermon from the flight bearer. There you go. Yeah, see, that's what it's all about. Stuff like that. Yeah, I heard, I got a lot of very, very kind words after that parade. So anybody in here who would message me about that parade, I appreciate you. I'm really glad that you enjoyed the speech. It was a very, very nice, very, very nice speech. I really enjoyed it. Mason, what's up, Mason? That's one of my IRL buddies. Good stuff, good stuff. Oh man, I need an energy drink, y'all. It's really low and running low on the steam here. I tried to avoid the whole monster thing because I used to be really big on monsters. Oh, there's another Mason. The Mason's me. So I've tried these V things. I don't know if you guys have ever had these. Recommend them. They're not bad for you. Like, not as bad for your health. Yeah, for real. Yeah, you're real funny. Real funny, dog. Jonathan Angel. Another IRL buddy of mine. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the line battle that happened on Saturday was kind of messed up. I think that there should be rules put in place. It's not duplicable fraud, so they kind of messed it up. So I actually have not been informed of that whole line battle situation. I'll have to ask some people about that. Or Buckeye, you can let me know. It's all good if you guys have off topic stuff you guys want to talk about. That's totally fine. What happened to the music? Let me get this stuff working again, y'all.
Why doesn't every home in the U.S. have solar panels?
Oh, because I have my
Number one reason is
thing
not
turned
about
down. My
sunlight,
fault, y'all.
weather.
Okay, we're all good now. Sweet, sweet. If you're getting dominated at British or Continental Spawn, how would you get out of the situation, especially if you're going against Red Red? That's a good question. So, if you're like getting, it's a very common thing. So, like getting out of that situation is gonna take a lot of willpower. I know that sounds dumb, because it's like, oh, morale doesn't really exist, blah blah blah. Yes, it does. If your guys are getting pummeled, they're gonna start getting pissed off, and they're gonna have a lot of guys start feeding. So if you've got people one man pushing, trying to think they can Rambo, hate to tell you, every gun in the game's got one shot. You shoot this, okay, you kill the guy. Now what? Now you died. There you go. You had to trade. That's only if you hit your shot. So taking a minute and regrouping and rethinking your approach is the first step. Always, if you're getting pummeled to the spawn and you have nowhere to go, rethink your situation. Assess what's going on. Be like, hey yo, we got enemies over here. I think we should do this. Communicate with the other officers, other NCOs, whoever's there. Agree on a plan and then execute. If your leader is pissed, like if an officer's pissed and he's like just making call outs, tell him, yo, let's dial it down a little bit here, because that also has happened. I have stuff like that before. It's totally logical. How many merit points do you get for greasing your musket? No, I'll give you 100 of them, Mason. Leadership question about line battles. It's pro. Do you think lines are better bigger and staying all together, or smaller ones and trying to flank? Smaller. I recommend smaller 100%. It also allows for faster movement. For example, let's say you're running takes 2 seconds to form up 5 guys as opposed to 50. And if you have a bunch of broken up forces, well, a line can only face one direction, correct? If I have 10 separate forces of 5 against one force of 50, that one force of 50 can make one big line facing one direction. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all my units surrounded them, what are they going to do? And then if worse comes to worse, if you have your units, like your various like elements, staying close, modestly close together, if you lose too many guys and the unit is too small to even form up anymore, just have them regroup with another one, and then you can have big ones. Obviously, if you can support like a strong big group with strong leaders and quick movement and quick facing speed and quick whatever, then that's great. But I just strongly advise that you are aware that your maneuverability is generally speaking going to be limited, or at least your potential. I'm on my 5th stage of the Marines NCO test, and I need to lead an IPR. Do I have any tips? Alright, so you're going to be, I'm guessing, leading a small, like, a small element. So you'll be leading, like, a smaller group of people. So if you're, like, if you just need some basic tips, communicate with the people below you and your peers. Like, don't just make calls without making sure, like, big calls especially, without making sure everyone's aware. Listen to advice, listen to suggestions. Any good leader listens as much as they tell. Play your cards right. Use the things that you've trained. Use the things that you know you're good at. Like, if you try and pull some weird idea out of your ass there, don't be surprised if it doesn't work. Do something that the Marines know how to do. If Marines train on doing pushes, then do pushes because they're trained and they know how to do it correctly. Play your advantages. Do you think the current skirmishes map is biased towards a certain weapon? This one right here. In my personal opinion, the rifle will always reign supreme because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can look here and see. I can view a lot from this distance. And even down here, in one of the arguably crappier spots, I can view this whole distance. And guess what? I'll kill you from right here. The rifle has a lot of distance, a lot of range, and there's a lot of, like, let me get a bird's eye view here. There's a lot of room for you to fall back and move forward and position yourself and have some long distance shooters. Of course, many people are probably going to disagree with me and say my opinion is biased because I come from an infantry regiment. However, in my opinion, and this is factual, look at the season winners and look at how often the rifle regiments have been winning. There has been one instance where an infantry regiment has won. That was when I was colonel of 7th, and you know why we won? Every regiment had a musket. There was no specialized tools for that one. If the enemy team's in a V formation, would you push it down the middle or go for the back? I tend to go in for the back, especially there. Oh, y'all are real funny. Yeah, I see what you guys are referencing. Keep the questions rolling in, y'all. Keep it up. We got 12 viewers, just a decent amount of viewers. Not just that, you were colonel, so that definitely helped. No, I mean, that's, I guess. I like to think I was a decent colonel at the time, and a decent B-gen when I was under the command of Platinum Gideon. But now here we are, and we're all here together, which is great. Quick question: what branch are you in? So, as of right now, I'm not actually like an active like military personnel. I'm just an Army ROTC cadet. So, simple answer to your question is Army. Advanced answer is I'm technically not in. I'm undergoing training to become an officer. So I'm like, they don't count me as active personnel or reserve personnel or anything. I just go to school in a program that teaches you, yo, this is how you be an officer, and we do events and PT and everything just like the real Army would as well. ROTC guy. Yeah. It's good stuff though. I definitely do recommend it. Definitely gives you a lot of benefits, and there's a lot of paths you can take. Plus, hey, having college paid for never hurt anybody either. Still got some Easter candy, so I'm gonna indulge on one of these bunnies if you all don't mind. Good grief. Keep them rolling, keep the questions rolling, y'all. We're 23 minutes in. Usually for the last like 15 minutes to half an hour or so, I hop on Bunker Hill and just mess around. So I'll probably end up doing that. We can have some fun together. Monster Energy for sure. Monster Energy is preferred. Red Bulls are okay. It's a little bit too hard for me. I'm being honest with you. It's all good. Is there a penalty for sexual assault on the battlefield, bro? I've never actually seen a situation of that, but I have seen people be hella sus. So I haven't punished anyone for being sus. So I guess there ain't no punishment. Some other debate I was having with people is the overall like capabilities of the knife when compared to the musket. Yeah, for sure. It's all good. Not a problem. But so like looking at this knife, right? The main like contradictory statement that makes the knife versus bayonet balanced, as people say, is the distance and obviously the damage. It takes 3 swings for me to kill my clone here. Okay, I'm just gonna clone the shit out of myself. Clone me 10. How the hell do you clone? Okay, whatever. So, correct, you got that. I also did not mean to hit that button. Apologies, y'all. And while the bayonet has longer distance and only takes 2 kill the people, 2 stabs kill somebody, right? So, don't get me wrong. Like on paper, that seems balanced, but I'm gonna like note some things for all the like musket users that you need to be wary of. I feel like in terms of like group combat, like group melee, so like a 3 versus 3, the knives are gonna like usually have a better advantage. In a 1v1 situation, if you have someone who's experienced with the bayonet and has a basic understanding of how to properly use it, I say the bayonet user usually comes out on top. Main reason is like I always look at the main feature that I believe is what makes the knife really good, is that it takes this. With one click of a button, I can go into what is the equivalent of slope arms in a fraction of a second and go back into charge arms, what is the equivalent, I'm looking at the bayonet, within also a fraction of a second, which means I can increase my movement speed to catch up to people and very quickly go into a combat stance and begin attacking. Meanwhile, if I wanted to go from slope arms into charge arms from here, it takes significantly longer amount of time. As well as, I don't know if you do this, but when you are in a combat stance, it actually lowers your movement speed a little bit. Very, very slightly. Enough to where if I was just like walking, I could catch up to you. So that's just something to be very wary of. Bayonet users can counter the knife users by keeping a safe distance, while the knife users have to just kind of get their hands dirty, get their gloves bloody, and just start going crazy. Which is, again, why I believe that when there's multiple, because of this fast swing speed, it's very, very difficult to... Like, if you're encased with multiple of these people, it's like... I often compare it to a bee's nest. Like, the swing speed is very difficult to block. It's already difficult to block in general anyway. Plus, you can even break through a block if you Like, let's say that this totem is enemy. If you hug them and you go like this, you can stab through the block. So musket users need to keep a very safe distance whenever they're going up against the knife, and be very, very wary that their movement speed is pretty slow. Is that how you're supposed to do it? Like a pipe, holy moly. No. Well, it's okay. They made one. Yeah, I've spent a decent amount of time, more time I like to admit, just like coming on here and just poking around with these weapons. I think that is one of the main things that is going to make these that can drastically change the seasons for regiments in the future. Is I strongly recommend for anybody who is a leader, anyone who needs help, mastering your regimental weapon and mastering countering other people's regimental weapons is a big thing right now. That is the most commonly struggled with thing I've noticed. Like, a lot of people struggle with being able to be like, oh shoot, what do I do up against this one? Practice. Of course, your own guys aren't going to be experienced with this tech. Like, like let's say you're a rifle regiment and you're like, oh, I'm going to have half my guys use carbines and practice countering it. What good is that going to do? That's not going to do any good. So, definitely go do joint trainings with people. Schedule stuff. Ask other people in other regiments if you could do stuff. Ain't no way is that actually him in the chat, bro. There literally ain't no way. Bro. There's literally no way that's him. It's gotta be a fake. But no, if that is him, I'm not going to the workshop tonight. That's some funny shit, actually. Oh man. Some people were saying MP should have handcuffs as their tool and just start cuffing people and throwing them around. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be interesting. Another thing was a lot of people were saying that like they shouldn't have sabers. Saber is a very, 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 very good weapon. Very, very good melee tool. Because it's like the knife and musket paired into one, except they have the medium of both benefits. You have slightly above average, like swing speed between that of the knife and musket. Distance between that of the knife and musket, like attack distance. Damage of the higher one, which is the musket, just mean to kill, even has different things, and you still have the fast benefit of going into slope arms. Saber is a very, very good weapon. Yeah, this is Minecraft, totally. It's like Minecraft. Looks pretty similar. There's a bunch of tools on here that are pretty interesting. You have the different, I am no good with the cannon tech. I'm no good with the cannon tech at all. I'm very unsure how to actually properly use it. I know you need all these different things like the swab and the worm and the matches and stuff to actually light it. But yeah, no. Definitely 10 out of 10 do recommend like toying around with these tools. If you guys are on a private server and you guys have access to admin commands, you are allowed to give yourself these tools for training purposes. You will not be docked and you will not have MP on your ass for that. It does not matter. So I highly encourage you all to, as a matter of fact, start using it. Very, very useful stuff. Can give you guys a lot of room to improve yourselves and work on ironing out how to properly use this tech. And go up against the other stuff. What is going on in the chat? We have people talking about like the whole Mason's whole family in here, bro. What the heck is going on? Shit. Yo, I just talked to my crush and made some progress. Hey, good, go you, bro. Go you, bro. Give Winchester. Just preparing for the day ads and skirmishes. Oh yeah, easily. You're gonna send your mom the link? Okay. She'll probably just be pretty confused if she's watching this, to be honest. Oh man. Clement's like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, y'all, I don't know what the heck's going on in the chat. Chat's all over the place today. Oh man. We're 30 minutes in, y'all. I'll shoot to go until 5:30 because I don't want to go too long. Sorry, I'll just respond to the text really quick. Oh man. Alright. Confused, not gonna, I'm just watching this confused, not gonna lie. I'm gonna go to sleep, see you, have a nice dream. See you later, Clement. What's up, Sam? What spots do you suggest for skirmishes hide and seek? Skirmishes hide and seek? I've never actually played that before. But this sounds like a fun little thing to do with the regiment. Well, you can go pretty back deep in the spawns. A lot of people probably wouldn't think to check there. Another great spot, if you didn't know about the whole tree thing, you can climb these trees like this. You can get all up in there right like this. You can go over here, and it's very, very difficult to see you. Some other good spots we'll be looking. Thought, I'm definitely tripping. So yeah, all the trees are good spots. There should be over here a little lip in the terrain. Yeah, right here, and you can actually land on this right here and hide over here. There's a random little grenade right here. I think there's a couple of lips like that in the terrain. A couple of different places, but I am rather unsure. Oh my god, yo. Ideas for Cav, what kind of ideas are you looking for? Like just like some leadership tactics with cavalry or other stuff? Toss me whatever it is you got. Oh my god. Leadership? Okay. Sam, I'll hook you up. So, yeah, let me get this fixed up a bit. Alright, so here's what you got, right? Here's your main best friend right here. So, the movement speed isn't like, you know, crazy. You know, it doesn't like buff you, get you to go super quick, but that is still a main, like a main advantage that you have as cavalry. So I strongly recommend if you're talking about playstyles, against every regiment, you're forced to be aggressive because you've got a close range weapon. So it has very quick reload, meaning you can be aggressive as hell. So gauge where your enemy's at. So with cavalry, I feel like a common thing that is very, very useful is they'll find a smaller group and they'll just rush the small group, because you have a superior melee in terms of like just power, overall usefulness. You know, very, very useful tool, as well as the additional reload speed. So you can have some of your dragoons dismount early and start flinging shots down range at the enemies, and then have the rest of them just start coming in swinging. You also have an advantage in terms of gaining position. So at the beginning of the game, you'll be able to maintain control of the center of the map. The center of the map is where most operations go down and where most of the gameplay is. So if you can establish superiority over the center, that's good news for you. How do we do better with the heavy turbo high combination? Let me see. Hang on. This yo. The one above my head is my one merit that I earned. Bullfrog or Juan? Oh, Bullfrog for sure. I call him what do I call him? Jeremy, Lieutenant Jeremy. I call him. I think he looks funny. How do we do better with that? So like, are you talking about like higher up, like your high com members like being inexperienced or more experienced? It's all with anything. It's all about adaptability and communicating. It doesn't matter how good your higher ups are, as long as that they listen to what you're suggesting and take initiative, then that makes a good leader a good one. If everyone's starting to see this, they'll miss their shots. Not necessarily. You have to take into account it's difficult to hit a shot if they're not set up for one. So you have to, as a leader, you know, set up shots. If you lead very defensively and you're just getting pummeled, then that doesn't make much sense. You can train people how to shoot, but if you don't give them opportunities to shoot or any good positions, they're never going to get a chance to shoot. So teaching them, I feel like you had said, I do agree that the CA definitely is more defensive oriented, like bullet dodging and stuff has come a long way. So that's what I would do. Bro, ain't no way. Bro, what the hell? all the troll comments came in a wave, bro. Why? So stupid. Yeah, low-key, if you are looking at chat, it's been pretty interesting today. Very, very eventful. It's funny as hell, I won't even lie. Oh, man. Alright, y'all, we're 45 minutes in. Keep the questions rolling. Let's keep going. No, okay, I'm just riding around this horse. Hi. I'm like zone that ADHD kicking me off. One of them kind of days. Oh. But yeah, no, repulsor, one of the repulsors, obviously, don't know which one. I will say, like, if you, like, going off what you said, people not hitting shots, I feel like it's not even that. Like, there are people who can hit shots. Most of the sea can hit their shots, but, like, a lot of regiments have been, like, very, very, like, they've been pounding the idea of, like, good bullet dodging, and bullet dodging goes a really long way. So that's going to be, like, your main thing. So, like, teaching people how to time their shots and predict patterns within the enemy is going to be crucial. And then, like I had said earlier, you need to position your guys well so that they have good shots. Because if they're shooting on, you know, if they're shooting at a bunch of cover, it's difficult to hit anything, no matter how good of a shot you are. But if you can get a good flank going and they're shooting at people in the open, oh, they'll start hitting stuff. Don't worry about that. When will the CA have new tech? Good question. I'm not a developer, so I couldn't tell you. As of right now, this is what we got. This music is going crazy. What is this? What is playing? Oh, it's an ad. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what the hell? I wasn't complaining. It was going kind of crazy, but you know, CA for now. I believe we're sticking with this tech for quite a while. What the hell, bro? No, weird as hell. Do you prefer old Dragoon's outfit or new? If I'm being honest, I like both of the outfits pretty equally. I feel like a lot of the regiment's uniforms as of now are pretty slick. They're pretty fly. I like them. Like they all look pretty nice. Like they're none of the I don't know Buckeye honestly. The chat has kind of gone to shit. It's gone to shit for a while now. It happens though. But you know, I feel like a lot of the regiments like they have their very distinct colors. They have their very like nice look, and it's flashy, and I like it. How will CA entertain the members when we have small group XP groups and the CBA, which is just CA members? I know I'm not opposed to going on other people's maps and using different tech. Like, you don't have to necessarily use it regularly to have fun with it. Like, we can go into the like Waterloo map. I can go on there. Hell, go up against some other people. Sergeant to Master Sergeant outfit is the same. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought they had different. So I have to have different epaulets for each rank. Maybe I'm wrong. In terms of entertaining new members, the CBA, it's CBA, and they're pretty relatively small. And like you guys said, they're mostly CA members, so I agree with you there. However, I have actually been like searching around for other Poop XD groups, and there are actually some pretty decent ones out there. So I want to try and get some more external raids going on because I feel like we've been very internal for quite a while. So I want to try to slowly reach away from that and go for more external stuff. Because then we can start making connections with people from other groups and expand those connections, etc., etc. How do you think the CA compares to larger groups like Men of War, EI? Well, the CA I feel like has a very good like founding, like in terms like just in general. Like you have a lot of very veteran members who've been all around for years and years and years that can pass on their wisdom to the newer generations of people. I feel like that is beneficial yet also not beneficial, because I feel like we've been kind of stuck in a period where the new people are just kind of listening to what all the veterans are saying, and I want the new people to actually like take some initiative and actually learn some stuff and become the new leaders of this game. Of course, we have some newer officers, but like I feel like most of our senior officers, especially HQ, are very veteran members. That's the one big thing that I think is like very big, like very comparable to other ones, is that they have a lot of founding and they have a lot of veteran members in here. In terms of like, I think it's an enjoyable group. I enjoy the group, especially being commanding general and everything. I don't know if that will alter my opinion of it at all, but I think that it's a very enjoyable group, especially now that we have the seasons all finished up. We have all the awards going out, gives you something to look forward to, and now we're gonna have more fun events and stuff, go for some more external raids and stuff, introduce some new things, introduce some new reforms, make some new systems, and make new stuff, and just develop the CA. What's the Musket side options? It's okay. Oh my god. Bruh. What the hell? Alright, y'all. 4:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep the questions rolling. We still got another 45 minutes at least. I'm trying to entertain you guys while you guys entertain me. I really meant that chat has been pretty entertaining. Would you ever remove the military law to make the game more enjoyable? Never remove, but I would alter. Yes. Without any rules, there's no group. It's if there's no rules or anything, it almost encourages you to break them. The people say having rules encourages you to break them, but if there are no rules, there's nothing to be broken, so everything flies, and that to me just sounds like a Hunger Games situation. Every man for himself. I feel like that would make the CA less enjoyable. Like, could you imagine like hopping on people are just like typing the N-word, abusing their power? Like, I know for a fact if I was like a new person trying to look to join a group, I wouldn't take it very professionally at all. When do you think a new map will be added? Oh, so this skirmishes map, for all of you guys who know about the skirmishes map, let's take a look at just how old it is. Created, I think, it says 2020, but this was like the new skirmishes. This skirmishes is very old. I have been requesting, the developers have been pretty busy with other stuff, preoccupied with other stuff, but a new map is in the works, so no need to worry. To add on to that, remove rules in terms of maturity. In terms of maturity, like farting around stuff. I mean, everyone farts around still, but I could see it being in the future. How many different maps are there? There's Bunker Hill, which is your main raid map. Skirmishes, which we're on now, which is where Bunker Hill is just like the map in general. That's where your recruitment trainings are hosted. Just like fun is, like just the chill map, the active duty map. Then there's Skirmishes, which we're on now, which is where internal and external battles happen. Then you have Training Camp, which is where all the trainings are conducted. Some of trainings are conducted on skirmishes for practice reasons. And there's the line battle map for line battle events. When will HQ find just by Isolated Storm 2 if they haven't already? We've looked into it. It's being dealt with. Every HQ's been pretty packed in terms of work recently. Especially with like all the new changes and stuff, we have to make sure that all of our new people who are in the HQ and all the staff changes are actually, like everyone's aware of what it is they're doing, and everyone's not lost, stuff like that. So don't worry, everything's being dealt with. Oh man. These other weapons, y'all. Sometimes I forget that some of these things exist. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The rifle for all the rifles. Very, very, very fancy. Congratulations to any rifle people that are in here for winning the 5th season. Something else about the carbine to take into account. I do believe the reload on it is actually pretty notably faster than that of the flintlock, and it is much more reliable. We could throw a timer on it. Right here, I'll just set it to 100, and about that, count down 100, and we'll see how long it takes. Okay, so I started at the 8, so we'll see how long the carbine takes. Okay, so literally 8 seconds, and now let's see the flintlock. I'll start it at 78 so we can see. So it takes 8 seconds for the carbine to reload. Here we go. Yeah, it takes like an additional like second, or they're close to the same. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind when going up against the carbines, and if you're using a carbine, that's quick reload time. Apologies for the turning off the thing. I have a hotkey for that, like screen change set to 0 and 9. So whenever I was typing, typing in a 0 or typing in a 9, then it messes it up. So I apologize. Can you train me, or can I run the train for feel like it's inappropriate, honestly. Bro, Green Mountain Boys were actually a thing. They were one of the big militias during the Continental. When the Continental Army was first formed, or they were just militias. They weren't even part of it. Continental Army was crazy. Very, very, very prestigious military for the time that it was in. Y'all need to calm down, for real, bro. All right, y'all. 453. How do you feel about the Elite 5th falling? Elite 5th. I mean, regiments are regiments. Problem Mason. A lot of like the regiments, in my opinion, now are like struggling. Like just in general, like whether it be like a staff issue or just like a overall like skill of the regiment or activity or something. There's one big problem with every regiment, and a lot of them, I feel as if with some time and effort, things can be fixed. I mean, everything has good and bad moments. Every regiment's been in a bad spot before every regiment's been in a good spot, and it just ever so happens that 5th, stuff happens. People move, people change ranks, people retire, new people come in, new people come in that are great, new people come in that are bad. Some decisions that people make are good, some people make decisions are bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just like going through the motions, getting stuff done, working hard, do whatever it is you gotta do. And the best way to do that is teamwork, because if one person's bad and a whole team of 50 people, which the other 49 are good, then well, good stuff happens. But when you have one person put in charge of everything, and they're very like dictatorship-like, then nothing's gonna get done. You have to be able to listen as well as speak. Be a good leader in general. That goes for any leadership, just combat. Promotions to officers based on experience and leadership, not special techniques. I completely agree. I feel as if the officer academy now is much better than it was before. I feel like it promotes having experience in leadership, but also being able to do administrative work properly is a big thing. So I believe it also promotes that as well. I feel like a lot of leadership that people struggle with isn't even the combat leadership, it's the administrative leadership that goes on behind it. For example, you're inevitably going to be bad at leading combat if you can't train your men or moderate administratively to ensure that they are performing at their best. If you could have the greatest commander in the world, the greatest combat leader in the world, but if they're leading people who are untrained, need more practice, need help, are searching for guidance, don't have any morale, or dislike the leader, that's going to make things very difficult. Is there a jail system? Yes, there's a jail system. There's a whole military police regiment, and people are jailed. There's a whole punishment system. You can look in the information tab in the Continental Army Discord and pull up the documents if you read more on that. Are the current officers allowed to be in the new OA server? The new OA server, the Officer Academy server. My fault. I don't see why not. I mean, there's nothing to really see in there unless you're like going through the motions. Most people get in the OA server, earn their commission, and then leave. So. Do you think CA should switch over to more open enlistment, which should allow a non-recruitment process? An open enlistment sort of philosophy has a lot of benefits, yet also a lot of disadvantages. For example, if you could just openly enlist into a regiment, every regiment would have a shit ton of enlistments, a shit ton of cadets, a shit ton of trainees, whatever it is that they call the lowest rate for that particular regiment. I personally believe that the recruitment process weeds out the people who are actually willing to put in some sort of effort. Because even though some people go through this recruitment training process and put in the effort to get in, once they're in, they very quickly are proven to not care at that point. So I feel like the whole recruitment process weeds out those who aren't even willing to put in one training's worth of time to get in. An open enlistment would be very interesting. I haven't throughout my whole time I've been in the CA, I've never seen them have that sort of approach to the enlistment process. Definitely something for me to write down, though. Definitely something to consider. That would take a lot of bot work and administrative work and development, especially development would have to work out some sort of system to have a bot automatically accept them, because that would be significantly easier than having to manually go through and you get the whole point. But that could be very interesting. What's the CGen's opinion on malicious training at BH? Hey, honestly, if the militias, again, at the end of the day, it's a game. Hey, I respect it. If militias want to have some good fun, then hey, I respect it. With my rifle in my hand, just put me in the target. Bruh. Luigi, I heard there was a new raid map. A new raid map? I have not heard anything of such. The dev team has been very busy with a lot of things. Like some of them have like legit been away for a little while. So like they haven't had much time to really. It's been a lot of like them just making sure everything that we have now is still working. Because like occasionally something will break up, like, hey yo developers, what's going on? And we got to make sure to check everything. So you know how it goes. Do you think CA is going to die soon? Oh hell no. Oh, by no means, no. I think, in all seriousness, CA is in alright shape. We're pretty stable as of now. There's just been a lot of unrest between people, and the community has been the main issue, in my opinion, which I had discussed in my speech, and given a very, very, very prime example of why community is very important. And I'm very, very, very unfortunate. And I'm very disappointed that the live stream did not pick up any sound, because we have no methods of going back and actually listening to that speech. I'm not sure if anyone in here took a video of that speech, but if you did, I would very much appreciate it if you could post it and send it to me, because that was a once-in-a-lifetime speech, and I would love for everybody to hear it. I don't believe enough people have heard it. I'm retiring to become malicious. They have good rallies, less than men. Some people were saying like having a militia commander would be a thing, and to be honest, I was thinking not a militia commander, that's just silly, but something sort of like that, like a reform to have some people who their whole purpose within the group is to just talk to militias and give them a taste of what it's like. Because well, let's say we all were militias at one point. You joined the group because you wanted to be on the Continental Army team, and then all of a sudden you saw these cool people in uniform and you joined. That's how it worked. So, if let's say I'm a militia, and I'm like, whoa, there's this cool guy who's asking me about stuff and says, you want to go fight? And you're like, holy shit, this guy's cool. And he's like, yeah, well, this is what the Continental Army is like. I'd be like, oh. So like, this is what it's like all the time. I'm like, yeah. And then you get people to join and blah, blah, blah. Yoba was working on it. Oh, hey, good to know. I have heard a little bit of things about the development team doing that kind of stuff, but not much information, nothing like in specific detail. What speech you talking about? I had made a speech just the other day, like this prior weekend, talking about the importance of community within the group and the purpose of our group and what we stand by. And it definitely was a very, very powerful speech. Definitely one of the most powerful speeches I've ever given. Not in just for CA speeches, that was the most powerful one I've ever given, but in terms of just speeches in general, that was one of my best written, well received speeches I've ever given out. Will the music be fixed from where the Roblox audio update removed it? I did not know that the Roblox audio update had fixed it. I'll have to talk to the development team about that. Thank you for notifying me. Yeah, Roblox updates always mess up with everything, and they always mess up like some sort of thing, and so it's like the developers always get mad. I'm like, I'm sorry guys, like, because some update changes something about a script, and one of our scripts has it probably, and it messes with the scripts, and all of a sudden something's broken. The fun never ends, y'all. Also, Luigi, I believe there should be a better method for militias to be enlistments a lot easier. So whenever before this, it was, I don't know if you were around before this, but you could recruit militias and you were promoted to enlistment upon being like passing your recruitment training. So the main reason that they had added that feature to become an enlistment was to basically just ensure you have Discord and know how to use it. So that alone, if that alone means that you do not have access to Discord, and means that you have access to Discord but are unaware and don't take the initiative to read the directions. So that makes sense to me as to why they have it that way. I do, however, feel as if they're like the directions for like doing those, typing in those commands, punching and all that stuff to get the rank could be explained a little bit easier. The handbook does help. I don't know if the handbook. Yeah, the handbook isn't on here. I can show it to you whenever I go on Bunker Hill. But the handbook like tells you like everything you got to do, so it's pretty useful. Do you let excommunicated people fight in the other regiments on skirmishes? On all stuff I'm excited about. To my knowledge, if you're excommunicated, you're not supposed to have any communication from the group. If you are excommunicated, the fact that you're in here already is really bad. You're not supposed to be in here. I don't know who gave you access to this. So respectfully, no. Militia regiment when? That'd be interesting. Will there ever be a remake/remaster of BH? Oh, for sure. I believe that BH is a very good map, and to expand on it would be pretty nifty. I think like having new maps and stuff consistently being pumped out is a big thing within the group, because then it keeps everything sort of fresh, keeps everything rotated. Like, you know, seeing the same map with the same people and the same layout starts to get a little bit annoying after a while, you know what I'm saying? So having a little bit of a change in tempo never hurt anybody. How do you feel about other upholsters getting blamed for killing Fifth? Well, I don't know the whole story behind that whole situation, so I don't feel comfortable providing my input on that. So yeah, a lot of people use harsh words and stuff, and I think that's not smart. Of course, it's a military-based group, but God sees it's Roblox. Okay, nothing gonna get done, and nothing's gonna get accomplished if people are just arguing the whole time. Also, not gonna be impatient, but we should have a CA-wide raid. I agree with you. The schedule for this weekend has like a lot of like battles and stuff going on, a lot more fun events and stuff. A CA-wide raid, I enjoy doing CA-wide raids. Some people can't get on it because it makes their PC like great, like for lower end quality of PCs and laptops and whatever it is that you're running your device or whatever like machine you're using to run Roblox on. So that is like the main primary like downside to it. But, like CA-wide raids are freaking fun. I love getting to see everybody, and plus since it's a battling, a lot of the combat-based regiments like to rally high for them and get all their guys and get a bunch of practices. So it's been fun. Will there ever be a CA band? That actually was like something that was in the works a while back, but never actually got pumped out. We could definitely do like a little like subdivision sort of thing for that. I think that'd be kind of fun. But the only issue is like the instruments we have now don't support like other songs. Like they just play one thing, or like the drum has one beat, or stuff such as that. Also, what about radio groups? I had talked about that earlier. I am trying to get into contact with some other big groups that could actually like rally enough to go up against at least a couple of the regiments within the Continental Army. I told brigade leaders like the B-gens and M-gens that they could like look for some people like to have their brigades raid, because brigades are smaller than the sea as a whole. It's difficult to find groups that use the same tech we use. So if we are using like different tech, that doesn't bother me. Like I'm not opposed to that, because a lot of groups don't use the same tech we use. We use somewhat old and somewhat outdated tech. So if worse comes to worse, we have to use some other tech. I don't care, and I think nobody will because that's still fun. And plus, you can always train with it. So hey, I will be right back, everyone. I'm going to use the restroom really quick, so hang tight. Alrighty, everyone, I'm back. Apologies for the wait. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Also, nobody will accept because everyone in the external community sees this group as a meme. Why is that? 250,000 people? What about it as a meme? I'm very curious to know that. Not trying to come off aggressive, I'm very curious to know what about it as a meme. Kind of ties what you said before. CA used to host raids at skirmishes of all CA versus the French group or KGB, for example. Kind of miss those days. I don't know why they were stopped. That's a good question, actually. They started to stop midway through my colonelship, and that would have been because it was HQ's job to schedule those events and find those groups, and a lot of HQ change happened, and that was when former Major General at the time, highest rank being the Commanding General, obviously, Platinum Gideon, started to get burnt out and they started to slow him down. So he was the main guy that got external stuff and with everything kind of pushing down on him. He struggled to get anything and struggled to, put in the time and effort that he should have. And I am by no means bashing him. He was a great Commanding General and a great Major General to serve under as a Brigadier General. It's just that when life gets you down and when life pummels you, you got to spend time to fix it. So things happen. But I am definitely going to start pushing for my HQ to get more external raids because, that's the kind of stuff that makes the group enjoyable. Because then you can make contacts with other groups, make relationships with other groups, do a whole bunch of fun stuff. Imagine the state conservation just play Bad Pets Bugle Fight. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty interesting, that's for sure. Will there ever be a new regiment? As of right now, the group has 10 regiments, and 10 regiments is a pretty decent number. So I could see a new one being added if one of them was to disband for whatever reason. However, I don't see anything happening within the near future. So basically, as of now, no. Maybe later on, way down the line, potentially. But I'd still say likely no. And if there is a new regiment, I'm unsure what it would be. Alright, y'all, 5:12. 15 more minutes and we're wrapping this thing up, y'all. Throw me some more questions. Throw me whatever it is you got. I feel like we've kind of branched off of the leadership questions and we're just asking some HQ Q&A stuff, but that's all good. Just find a text message everybody, no worries. Alright, let me catch up. If you had one thing you wanted to, if you had one thing you wanted to BH, what would you want? If I could have one thing, if I had one thing I wanted to BH, what would I want? That's a good question. Probably this uniform. It's a nice uniform. Bullfrog time and BH, almost. I'll give it 2. I mean, we're just kind of talking out here. So yeah, I'll head on BH. If you guys would like to join me and fart around, we'll join the largest server. Maybe. You know, I really do enjoy doing these streams. I like to get to talk to you guys and catch up and just do whatever. It's good fun. 50 people in the server. Holy moly. Oh, they're blowing up the server. Alright, let me hop on. I'll wait for it to load up and I'll turn the stream back up. I might actually go fight. My shots are pretty off, I won't even lie, y'all. It happens, you know. What can you do? Hey Buckeye, I got your bullfrog for you, Jeremy. There you go. Alright, let's see if I still got my combat. So yeah, like BH, like right now, like when I look at like the map and stuff, I think it's very appealing to look at. Of course it's nighttime, so the effects aren't noticeable here, but like when the light's hitting you just right, it looks very pretty. There's Brigadier General Billy Silly over there. Very nice stuff. I also really do like how on the leaderboard you can see like the different like ranks next to people. I think that's a nice touch to have added. So yeah, like I was talking about earlier, like looking at all these militias around and stuff. Like if we had someone whose sole job, we could tie it together to event team. I was thinking was just to like fart around with militias and have a good time with them. I could see that enticing a lot of people to actually join our ranks. Go. I'm gonna get into the thick of things so you guys can have something nice to watch. Whew. There's a decent shot, I suppose. That was off one. It's all good. I'm in HQ, y'all. Cut me some slack here. That patch, that means he can't fight. Good thing I blend in with the ground. This OCP camo. Remove 5 pants. Don't do that shit on. Oh my god. Yeah, there's Billy, everybody. Say hello. Billy. Yeah, sorry if y'all message me. Yeah, I get a lot of. I try to be like hasty with my response time when people message me, but I get pretty flooded at times, so I click through. I do them as quick as I can, so I do apologize if I'm somewhat slow. I like to think for someone who receives a pretty adequately above average amount of DMs, I'm pretty decent with responding. I'll usually respond same day after. Well, as a matter of fact, I've never responded the day after unless I've never noticed, so good stuff. I pride myself on my response time. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this just cover. So good. There's Jeremy. People call so his name is Bullfrog, for you guys who don't know, because there was a former Dragoon colonel named Bullfrog. And I call him Jeremy just because, you know, Jeremy. And I actually had met Bullfrog IRL, which people still believe is, and I myself still believe it's insane. Like, to say that he was my coworker, what a small world, honestly. Crazy stuff. So like look at all these militia. Like just if you look at the leaderboard, a lot of militia. It's like having someone to just. If any of you guys would be interested in that, stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date on that whole thing because that would be pretty fun. He did? Yep, I know. Told you. We met IRL. It's funny stuff. Was my coworker for a little while. Pretty cool stuff. We don't talk much anymore because I believe he's trying to get it appealed. So hey, pretty cool stuff. Also, did you guys know? If you look at my chat bubble, that is not pronounced ensign or ensign or however you guys say it. It's actually ensign. Very, very boring, but that is the correct pronunciation for the word. But yeah, I missed what he had chatted to me. I apologize. I missed what you had chatted to me. This guy's on horseback. Very novice, but I respect the commitment. Oh no, man, he's not bad. He got the kill, I think. But someone's going. Oh, someone's coming in for the kill over here. Come on, General Luigi. Hey, hit my shot. Surprisingly, I'm pretty bad at this flintlock usually. I still got it, y'all. My the 7th blood in me. Will there ever be a new horse model? I want a new horse model, but I'm unsure. Like the horse model right now looks very cartoony and very fake, but I've seen some very beautiful, majestic horse models. They look really, really beautiful. I'd love to have that incorporated in the game. Oh, okay, I'm going a little bit crazy here, y'all. God, what the hell? Got a guy. Okay, you guys can come out. Beautiful shooting, y'all. And then there's me missing my stuff. Like, didn't complete. Get him, Dragoon. See that? That's why we train, y'all. Pays off. Nine and 0, surprisingly. Quite surprisingly. How do you make time for the CA? Considering I'm in college and in ROTC and stuff, a lot of my I'm up pretty early, and I try to schedule my classes. Whenever I schedule my classes, I pick them for early times. So I basically get all of my main classes and stuff knocked out at the beginning of the day. And I have my whole afternoon to do my homework that I've got to get done, hang out with friends, and time for Continental Army. So it's really, really nice stuff. When is your next stream? This is these days. There'll be another one on Thursday at noon. Earlier. Oh shoot! I just blinked out. Well, did that grenade will get him? Right now, there he goes. Oh, you got away from it. Nope. There we go. Now you got me, dick. I should have went back and shot some more. It's all good though. Oh well. Can't win them all, y'all. Yeah, next leadership stream. So I did this leadership stream to accommodate for the EST time zones. Oh, here, wait. Okay. I do this time zone to accommodate for the American time zones. And I do one earlier in the day for the European time zones. It says you are a tree. Yeah, if you guys ever see me in game, feel free to say hey. Oh yeah, so yes, you are. I see it. Wait, was I hovering over the wrong guy? Am I tripping out? I swear to God, it said private, but it said he was a thing. I hovered over him and it like changed mid. What the hell? That was odd. That just confused the shit out of me. Or maybe I was hovering over that Dragoon. No, because it said private and trainee. I feel like, what the hell? I know for a fact I'm not going crazy. Rewind the freaking thing and look at that. I swear to God, that had that guy's username and it had his thing. Oh shoot, that's enemigos. That was way off. Come on, man. Who else misses when the naval cult used to one-shot people? Like it wasn't I believe naval cult should be buffed a little bit. What do you think is better, Dragoons or CICG? Well, they're very different. They have very different, like, you know, jobs. Like CICG is meant to guard, you know. It said training. See, I freaking knew it. I knew I wasn't going that crazy. But CICG is like more for guarding and ceremonial purposes, while Dragoons is more of a, well, they're combat and somewhat ceremonial, so they have different purposes. So I'd say if I had to compare them, I can't really give you an honest answer because I can't compare them. And plus, I like all regiments equally. I'm very unbiased. I remove of all bias because I can't afford to be biased as a group leader. Okay. I am very bad at handling horseback, apparently. I have to try to get him myself. Try to counter horse them. Wish I could do it. Come on, Jeremy. Let me give him a shot. I'm not the best on horseback, but I'll give it a shot. I can try my best, unless they got him already. Definitely did. They must have. Here, let's see what I can do. These are enemies over here. Woo! There we go, not bad. I'm alright. I'm okay, I guess, but like, if I went up against a Dragoon guy, there ain't no way I'm standing a chance. Focus up a little bit here. Watch out, Buckeye. No, they got him. Here we go. Duel of Fates. I guess I'm alright. There we go. Finally got shut down. What is going on in the chat, actually? What the hell? This chat went to shit. Oh, wait. Okay, here you go. For you, sir. Alright. Well, it's 5:25. And we're just chilling out, so I believe I'm gonna sign this one off. Buckeye winking at the screen, giving y'all a good old wink. Major Buckeye filming. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the stream. Again, I'm gonna throw up an actual announcement about it tomorrow. So what I'm planning on is Thursday from noon to 2 or noon to 1:30. We got the activity of the viewing. Because like if we're just like sitting talking about whatever, then I'll end it like, you know, I won't have it go. Yeah, that's correct. You were. Major, look at that. Times have been changing. Good stuff. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I will see you all on Thursday if you're able to, or worst comes to worst, I'll see you all this weekend. And if you guys don't see me this weekend, I'll see you all in inspections. So take it easy.